a new woke office of gun violence prevention in the federal government, and it looks to do things without going after criminals. Oh, wait till you hear this one. I want to thank the sponsors of this video, and Blackout Coffee and TriStar Trading. These people are great friends of the family of the channel, TriStar Trading. You can check them out down below. They do all the Guns and Gadgets shirts and stickers and patches. They do the Trash Panda. They do slings and belts. They do a ton of great stuff. And they're in Tennessee, which even makes it better. And as a Blackout Coffee in Florida, blackoutcoffee.com/GNG. We do the best coffees, teas, and hot chocolates around. Check us out. You can always use code GNG10 to save 10%. And thank you for your support. Guys and gals, let's get into this bill that was submitted this week. It was on Wednesday. That looks to do nothing but wokeness to try to take away guns from law-abiding citizens for the acts of criminals. However, they don't even take into consideration anything from law enforcement. They will do nothing to hold criminals accountable. They only seek to take the weapons from law-abiding. Let's get into this one. This is the first page of the bill. Now the bill, if I were to read it to you like I usually do, would have all of us scratching our head because it's very convoluted, points left, right, up, and down to try to establish different things. But just know that the short title is the Office of Gun Violence Prevention Act of 2023. Now, I am going to tell you what the bill does, but I'm going to go to their press release, which has more information than they probably wanted to release because it tells people exactly what they want to do. And if you know how to read between the political lines, this isn't good at all. Check it out. The Office of Gun Violence Prevention Act would bring together those most impacted by gun violence and leaders from agencies across the federal government to advance policy recommendations, accurate data and research, state and local outreach and education, cross-sector coordination, and maximize and coordinate programs and services related to preventing gun violence. Did you hear anything about holding criminals accountable? Nope. Did you hear anything about keeping people in jail if they're violent criminals instead of releasing them immediately? Nope. You know why? Because they don't care about you or your safety. They're just motivated by the agenda, and that's to disarm America so they can have complete control. And I don't even need a tinfoil hat for that. Back to this presser. The director of the Office of Gun Violence Prevention must create an advisory council. The advisory council will consist of 12 senior officials at the Department of Justice and at least 12 additional representatives who are survivors of gun violence, community violence service providers, public health officials, medical professionals who provide trauma care, mental health clinicians, State Department of Justice officials, state and local public health department officials, teachers, members of student groups, and veterans. So they're going to make a board of 24 woke crybabies who are going to say, oh, we need to take the guns from everybody because my little cousin or my friend was involved in X, Y, or Z. My friend or my family member was a victim of a crime, so everybody must pay. Next, engage in cross-sector coordination. The director must coordinate with federal agencies that have jurisdiction over gun violence prevention, including the Department of Health and Human Services, Department of Veteran Affairs, Department of Education, Department of Housing and Urban Development, Department of Commerce, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Defense, Department of the Interior, Consumer Product Safety Commission, and the United States Sentencing Commission. Not one of those have jurisdiction over gun violence prevention. Not one of those is a law enforcement agency who goes to work every day responding to shots fired calls. Not one of them. But they want them to make all of the decisions that will affect you, the law-abiding, not the criminal who's looking to rob you and take yours and maybe rape, murder, and kill you. Sounds right. Next. This is the big one that they're trying to gloss over. Collect and report data. The Director and Advisory Council shall identify gaps in data needed for gun violence prevention research, policy development, and strategy implementation, and develop a plan to collect and analyze the data. Again, they're trying to get information on trace reports and stuff like that that is only available to people investigating the crime, and they want to give it to the public so they can make it look so bad, and we have to take these items. The only data they need to know is that almost all. I can't say all because I'm not sure. I haven't studied every state, but a huge majority of all crimes that happen to use a firearm, because there's no such thing as gun violence, it's just bad people who utilize tools. I'm willing to say not many of those, if any at all, were committed by law-abiding citizens who have gone through like pistol permit process, people who have them just to keep themselves safe from criminals and gangbangers. They don't want you to know that. In fact, they don't even mention the data about how many times law-abiding citizens, good guys and gals with guns, stop mass shootings, active shooters. They don't tell you that. Don't pay attention to that. But this is big. This is exactly what they're trying to do. Next. Make policy recommendations. The director shall recommend to Congress and the President legislative and executive policy options to promote gun violence prevention strategies. They want to help the President legislate from the Oval Office. Educate the public. The director must educate the general public about federal laws, regulations, and available grant programs, including awareness campaigns directed at firearm owners, parents, and legal guardians of minors, gun violence prevention professionals that include education related to safe storage of firearms and suicide prevention. Translation, we're going to give a ton of money to places like Everytown and Mom's Demand and Brady to help fight this for us as well on the civilian side. Next, work to optimize the administration of the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. They want to institute universal background checks is what that means. And report to Congress. Report to Congress annually information on gun violence in the United States, recommendations for policy initiatives to reduce gun violence, and a description of the director's activities. All the information on violence committed with a firearm is already available. It's called crime stats. Every police department has to report violent crime stats to the FBI. They already have this. What they want is that information they can't have because Congress isn't law enforcement and they can't have investigative information. But they think that if we can put that out there, we can make places like SIG, Glock, HK, you name it, we can make them look like they're so sinister. And then the citizens will want them gone. The stats are already there. They already have this information. This is a money laundering scheme to put money into the hands of Brady and Everytown and Moms so that they can continue to push Congress with the heartfelt emotions of people, and then Congress can say, well, look, these people want something. We have to do something, just like they did in the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. When John Cornyn, don't forget this, never forget this, especially if you're a Texan, John Cornyn sold out gun owners, sold out the Second Amendment, turned his back on us, and then now we have bribe money for red flags and a ton of money going to these same institutions that are looking to strip us of our right. This isn't good. I want to keep you focused. I want you to know this is going on. This will probably pass the Senate. It was spearheaded by both senators in Connecticut, both anti-gun bobos, Chris Murphy and Blumenthal. And then they also have Representative Frost in the House. Representative Frost is the same clown that was on the panel for the Joint Committee I just put out the other day on the ATF and their abuse. So a bunch of activists trying to put together a bill to fund activists so that the activists can push emotion to the elected activists so that they can try to take away our right. Guys and gals, if I have to say it, I will. We do not get our rights from Congress. We do not get our rights from government. It's not theirs to take because our forefathers died to ensure we had that right. It's a right that cannot be taken. It's unalienable. Can't have it. Can't take it. Try as they will, I'm going to make sure that you know everything they do, everything they try to take that from us. And I hope you take this information and spread it amongst like-minded folks. Guys and gals, if you want to stay in the loop, subscribe to Guns and Gadgets. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. It's what it's for. Check out Blackout Coffee and TriStar Trading. Links are down below in the description of every video. I will see you on the next one. Take care.